is it called?
This one is Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead.
Let's hear it. Let's check it out, man.
It's a film from the 80s. But I'm doing like 1 minute songs about movie titles. Kind of like the guy, I stole it from the guy in the show Love. But
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's got the band that does that. But I started doing them. So it's like, don't tell Mom that the babysitter's dead. Oh, don't tell Mom that the babysitter's dead. Oh no, we were young, we had jobs, and my boyfriend drove an ice cream truck. Yeah, don't tell Mom that the babysitter's dead. Oh no. Yeah, so that's...
So what was that one called?
That one's called Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead. That's one I wrote it, but it's based on a movie.
Now, I heard
may
that
have heard of it.
You have don't you have a Raiders of the Lost Ark one too?
Oh shit, yeah.
Or wait, Big Trouble in Little China?
Oh yeah, dude. So that one I just wrote.
What's up, guys? Hey Charles. Hey James. Jason. What's going on, Mark? My buddy Sean. I'm hanging out in Syracuse tonight. We're just working on some other film stuff and working on the script together. But I decided, unfortunately, Jay couldn't be here tonight because he isn't in Socrates and he didn't take the field trip with me. But been here for a couple days and we're just chilling. And we wanted to do like a quick little. I've been wanting to get Sean on the channel because I don't think we've had you on anything, right?
No, well, nah.
You were on the podcast. Which was
that's
really
right.
Cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, we didn't ever. I was meaning to get you in some videos, but you've been in LA for a long time.
Yep.
Doing the movie thing.
Yeah.
And you happen to find yourself in the polar vortex of the Northeast right now. Good time to come back, man.
It's a good change. It's it's freezing right. I think it's 0 degrees out right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Jason was
nice.
He's in the chat. He's in I think Wisconsin or Minnesota, right, Jason? And
oh man,
he said it's supposed to be
cold.
negative 50 or 60 where he
Come
is.
on.
I don't even understand how they quantify that at that
That's
point.
absurd.
It's like that's crazy.
Well, with wind chill probably.
Yeah, but
or is it
like,
just negative 50 normally? I mean, that's like insane. Why do people settle in those locations? Like,
I don't know.
Why are people here?
I don't know, man. I think it's just the human ability to adapt, to a lot of different climates and stuff.
It's weird.
Yeah, Jason said Wisconsin. Yeah, it went negative 45 with wind chill.
Oh my god.
Because I think it was like
brutal.
Negative here a little bit, and like I walked outside to get the stand for the camera, and it was like I felt like my face was immediately cold, and my beard and my nose like all just froze, like my nose hairs. It was really weird.
That's what happens, baby.
Yeah, man. So
that's what you signed up for in these parts. I don't know.
Yeah, James is in New Jersey. He said it's not so bad there. Yeah, Syracuse is just enough north. This is about 3 hours north of where Jay and I usually stream from, which is cold there too. But this is even colder because it's like almost like a new like climate zone or temperate zone. It's weird.
Yeah. And then if you go even more north, there's like tons of snow. It gets totally hit with snow.
Yeah, and then like
really bad.
Adirondacks, it's like
negative. Definitely in the negatives again. It's like a little pocket. I just find it strange, There's still people living.
Yeah.
In those parts.
Jason said he opened the door for the UPS guy, but that was it. The whole city is shut down.
That was it. UPS is still coming.
Unfortunately, those poor bastards at UPS, I'm sure the post office, which I knew all about. Rain, sleet, snow, or polar vortex. You got to be out there doing that thing. So, shout out to all of those workers. I'm glad I don't do that. I've been a year out of that now, man.
Out of the post office.
It's been about a year since. Yeah, thank you.
Great.
And it's really since I've been doing the channel and hanging out with everybody and making all the vids and, like I said, man, it's changed my life. It's crazy. Like,
it's awesome. You don't miss get chased by dogs.
It wasn't. There wasn't a single. I don't have a single regret about not doing it anymore.
Cool.
It was the absolute 100% decision. I think I told you this. It felt like I should have done it 4 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, I always take too long to pull the trigger on things, you know, and which is something I always admire about you, man, is like, I think that's why I feel like you're such a good friend of mine. It's like we're opposites in some ways. Because I feel like you get an idea and you just go for it. And it's like something feels right intuitively and you're just like,
yeah,
hell yeah, I'm doing that. And that's something I feel like I could get rub off on me a little bit better than...
You want to know my secrets?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You know, right now I'm in pretty crazy debt from doing the feature film. So
yeah,
that's what it takes sometimes.
I've been telling people on Patreon, I put up a couple songs because did one song for the movie that didn't make the cut.
Oh yeah, which song was that? You wanted the credits, right?
I think you said it was like very 90s sounding.
It was actually. It kind of works.
Well, the thing was that you were thinking as the credits as like a second song.
Second song credits.
But it was
that's right.
like
yeah.
The credits weren't like long enough to have like a second song. I think that was part of it, right?
Yeah. That's the reason. Yeah, we didn't have long enough credits yet, so we had like temporary credits.
Yeah.
So the last song in the movie just plays through those.
Right.
Then. Yeah, but I want to hear that song now. What is it?
Oh, it was. How did it go? I posted it on Patreon. I gotta put it out in some capacity because like I have a bunch of stuff.
There's something about fall. I feel like fall colors or something.
It was about it's like people think that I'm dumb, but I'm not.
Oh yeah, that's
dumb
good.
As people like to make me out to seem. Maybe I'm just getting started.
That's right. That's right.
Like it was pretty sick. Oh yeah, that's like just to make sure that the thing's playing back.
Cool.
I'm actually gonna. Can you play us? So one thing we're gonna do tonight, in between asking some questions. We were just thinking about this in the kitchen. So John is a master of creating new songs on the spot.
Oh God.
So if you guys have any movie titles you want to hear in the form of a song.
Yep.
Just shout them out, and Sean will
I've been writing 1 minute movie title songs. So.
Interpretive movie song. So.
What was Big Trouble in Little China?
Yeah, Big Trouble in Little China. I guess gonna put my phone on airplane really quick.
I forget how the original one went.
I'm thinking of a new one.
Big trouble in Little China. Yeah, Kurt Russell's always trying to save the day, save the day. Big trouble in Little China. Yeah, Kurt Russell is a truck driver. He's trying to save the day, but it looks like John Wayne. Big trouble in Little China.
That was a good one.
That's it. Yeah, it ends kind of short.
It was. I like the abrupt ending. It kind of took me out of nowhere. So we got
nice.
Twin. What's up, buddy? Twin's requesting Paul Blart Mall Cop. And Paul Blart or Paul Blart Mall Cop 2.
Oh yeah,
which
okay.
I guess it's Fielder's choice on this.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Okay.
The Kevin James vehicle, I believe.
So I haven't seen either, but I'll try to.
Just ad-lib it.
Maybe you don't know. Have to see the movie to.
I think the title says it all, to be honest. He's like saving them all from terrorists, maybe.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Yeah, he's coming after you. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. He's coming after you. Alright.
Twin said their cinematic masterpiece is highly recommended.
Alright. Perfect.
can't believe they made a second one of those. And James
Yeah.
said, "How about a ditty about Under Siege?" Is that a
Who is that with?
What's his name? That guy.
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, Steven Seagal.
Okay.
So let's see what you can do.
I usually try to like say something about the plot of the movie, but I haven't seen that in so long.
What are some plot points, James, in that one? Seagal.
I want to say he's like kicking somebody's ass because
He's always kicking somebody's ass, right? I feel like, is that the one where it's like a plane? Oh, okay, it's a submarine.
Oh, okay.
So Seagal, it's a submarine, and I think it gets taken over. That makes sense. And then I guess it's kind of like, I think it's kind of like, what's that movie with Harrison Ford? Air Force One.
Air Force One.
I think it's similar to that.
I'm getting confused.
Or maybe he has to kick ass and take it back from the terrorists. Okay, so you could just literally sing those, man.
This one's called Under Siege.
You want me to sing this one?
Yeah.
Okay. Steven Seagal hanging out under the ocean in a submarine.
Nice.
Terrorists, he's gotta take it back from the terrorists, hanging out underneath the ocean with Steven Seagal in a submarine with a sick ponytail, kicking that ass all across the world. Steven Seagal. Doesn't really work.
Under Siege.
Oh, I didn't mention the title. Okay, thanks for saving me.
Just gotta say it once.
Thanks for saving me on that. Awesome.
Kind of a happy song for that movie, but you know, it's.
I feel like it's
not almost. It's not about
probably
that.
it's like
more
half
about
lighthearted, isn't it? Or it's like, I feel like the tone of those kind of movies are
Under
never...
Siege. I think it's like all. It's pretty much.
Oh
all
yeah, it's
suspense.
like people just getting killed the whole time.
It's like really suspenseful and claustrophobic.
Yeah, it's like it's like on a submarine
Yeah.
with terrorists. Like, how could that be lighthearted? I guess I was just thinking like,
It's like a rom-com.
yeah, it's like
Under
a
Siege.
rom-com. There's a love interest. Probably is.
Even that word, Under Siege, it's like you're gonna love it. It's really calm movie. It's called Under Siege. Oh man.
Seagal takes that shit dead serious. Oh, this one's perfect. This is one of your favorite movies. The
What?
Next one. Charles is wants to hear. Oh, we got two really good ones. Okay, John Carpenter's Halloween.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sean is a huge Michael Myers fan. That's something you need
I
to know.
love Halloween. I love Michael Myers. I'm like almost
Oh man,
nervous because I love this movie
three
so much.
really you got this one and two more amazing ones on deck. Just so you know.
No.
So don't worry about if you feel like do you want to go to another one and come back to Halloween? Do you need a little practice run on something else?
Yeah, let me work up to Halloween.
Okay. So with the three on deck right now are Halloween, Snakes on a Plane, and Donnie Darko.
Ooh, okay. Which one should I do?
I don't know. What did the sounds? I think this is Snakes on a Plane.
Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Samuel L. Jackson, Mississippi accent. Snakes on a plane, you know you make me do a backflip. I don't wanna ride the plane. I got the first class. You got a snake in your seat. I got one in my t-shirt. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane. Snakes on a plane.
I don't think I've ever seen Snakes on a Plane. Like,
It turned into like an Adam Sandler song.
Oh,
Sorry.
it did. Yeah, it did. It's like kind of that's pretty funny.
You don't know what's gonna come out.
I feel like Snakes on a Plane. They came up with the title and they were like, we gotta make that movie. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the only reason why Samuel L. Jackson did it was because it was called
Snakes on a Plane.
He's like, I'll do that if you keep it that title.
Yeah.
I think that's a true story, but I just heard that.
I feel like that is true. I've heard that too, though.
That's the rumor going around. I don't know.
Because it was more of a low budget movie, was it?
It might have been. I mean,
or it just seems like weird because it's like seems like a B C D movie that Samuel L. Jackson is in. Like at that point, he was pretty famous. He was a pretty famous.
Oh yeah, he was, but he also does like credit card commercials. So you know,
that's true.
He's doing
Capital
anything.
One. Yeah, that's.
I would.
Hashtag not sponsored, by the way. All right, so thank you, Charles. Okay, so Halloween.
I'll do Halloween.
Okay, the Tale of Michael Myers.
Oh, Michael Myers, how you a liar. You're in Halloween. You're in Halloween. Yeah, you killed a babysitter. Yeah, I just wished you were in Halloween 3. In Halloween 3. 'Cause that movie is not about Michael Myers at all. The original is the best. Yeah, the original is the best. Yeah, Michael Myers. Jodie Foster. She wasn't in that. What's her name? Jamie Lee Curtis. Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jodie Foster.
Jodie Foster is not in that movie.
She wasn't in that movie. Yeah, isn't that what's weird about the Halloween series? Is like it starts out.
She reminds me of Jodie Foster though in that movie. She reminds me of like young Hannibal Jodie Foster.
Right.
Like Silence of the Lambs
style. Oh,
that's funny.
I think we just came up with the next one we got to do.
Hannibal.
Yeah. Well, we have Donnie Darko too. Isn't that what's,
okay?
That's funny that you brought that up. Is like Halloween 3 is like a completely different movie, I guess.
Oh yeah, it's called Season of the Witch.
Oh yeah.
And it's really not a good movie.
I heard something about they were trying to make it into like a all in the same universe rather than focus on Michael Myers. So doesn't Michael Myers die in the second one technically?
Yeah, but then because he doesn't really ever die. He's in the fourth one, fifth one.
Oh, so he comes back. Okay, I thought there were a couple ones where he wasn't in.
And then you know the last one that what's his name did?
H2O.
I forget the director. No, it just came out last Halloween.
Oh.
Great director. Danny McBride wrote it with him. I forget his name, but it was amazing. It was like a total throwback.
And Jamie Lee
Curtis
was in it, right?
old in it.
Right.
Yeah, and it's I thought it was great.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like the ones in the middle were all no Michael Myers.
They're okay. There's one with Paul Rudd that's pretty good. It's decent.
Is that the one where it's like a cult?
Might be.
I'm not. I'm not up on my Halloween.
There's Halloween H2O. Halloween 20 years later.
Oh, and that's the one that has that rapper in it, right?
Yeah, it's got that's Halloween Resurrection. That's the next one. That's with Busta Rhymes.
Oh, Busta. Oh, yeah.
Halloween H2O is with the guy that's from all the '90s movies. I can't remember his name. It was the same haircut.
Not Paul Rudd though. Paul Rudd's in a different one.
Josh something.
Josh Brolin.
I wish. Josh Brolin.
Turtleneck said you were challenging some Lou Reed on that one.
Which one?
Halloween.
Oh, nice.
Charles is digging it too. He said, "Great, that was a great shot."
Oh, cool. Thanks, guys.
So we got. Want to do Donnie Darko?
Yeah, you sing it, ready?
Okay. I actually just watched this, so this is perfect. I wish Maggie Gyllenhaal was my sister in real life, so we could hang around and I could get a jet engine dropped on my soul. Not to mention Gretchen, she would be a good girlfriend. My little sister's in sparkle motion.
You gotta say the title of the movie.
I'm really bad at that. I always forget that. Okay. My name is Donnie Darko. It sounds like a superhero.
There you go.
Donnie Darko. The movie doesn't really make any sense, but it's fun.
Nice. Good ending. Good ending.
Thank you.
There you go.
That was kind of a love song to Maggie Gyllenhaal and What
Yeah,
that girl
you're like, I wish she was my sister. And then you're like, I just want to hang out.
Yeah. Well, in the movie.
Right, totally.
Well, they're brother and sister too.
Yeah, but it'd be cool to hang out with Maggie Gyllenhaal too.
Yeah. Well, who's the girl that plays Gretchen? You don't see her and stuff.
I don't know her name.
She was a really great actress. Great actor.
She's alright. I don't love her.
I heard she was in a band at one point too.
That makes sense because I don't see her acting anymore.
She must have went from acting to like indie rock band to just
kind of like Macaulay Culkin. She's like
she went kind of. She had like the
Pizza Underground.
Yeah. Mac is back though. I've seen him in some stuff lately.
Mac is back, yeah.
He had a pretty big commercial with.
I saw that one with Google.
In the House. It was
Yeah.
Still Old House. It's really good. I've seen him on. I don't think you watch Angry Video Game Nerd, but he had a cameo like all week on that channel. It was awesome.
Did he? That's cool. Okay.
Yeah, he did because that channel's about like video games, and he did an episode where they're like playing all the old Home Alone games, and
That's funny.
It's like you'd think having all these video games about you as a kid would be awesome, but all these video games suck.
Oh my god. Well, it's so funny how famous he got from like being in 2 movies or 3 movies.
It was like Uncle Buck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Home Alone was like right after, I think.
Yeah. That's like, because I heard that was like how he got discovered, was Uncle Buck.
Yeah, that's true. He got the idea for Home Alone from the scene in Uncle Buck.
Oh, that's right.
When
the mail
what's her
slot.
name? Through the mail slot,
Yeah.
tries to go babysit him. It's Denise Kowalski Tires. She comes over.
I haven't seen Uncle Buck in a long time.
Oh, it's like my favorite movie. I watch Uncle Buck probably once every 2 months.
Some notes you had of one of the films you were making, it was like, this part feels like Uncle Buck or something. Yeah.
Yeah, the reference, it's like, I don't know why, but it's one of my favorite movies. It's just the
like
best.
The vibe of it?
Yeah, it just has a great tone.
Well, John Candy too, man.
Yeah, he's amazing in it.
I heard that too, John Candy I heard 2 things about Home Alone that were interesting. The guy Pretty in Pink, what's the guy that did
John Hughes?
John Hughes basically wrote Home Alone for Macaulay or Mac, and he was like, there's no way they could have made that movie without him.
Right.
And then I also heard that John Candy, which is interesting if you watching it with this knowledge now, he ad-libbed or improv most of his lines in the script.
In Uncle Buck?
No, in Home Alone.
Oh, no, really?
When he's in the polka band.
Oh, yeah. Well, that does feel like... That's right. I forget that character.
There's that one part where he's like talking about how he's like, that's nothing. I left my kid at the funeral home.
Yeah, he's like,
that is looking around like improv.
Yeah, it's like he's like, oh god, that long with just a corpse.
Yeah,
sitting in there. Well, that's him though. I think he comes from improv and like, that's why it's so great when he's in John Hughes movies because he probably did that in Uncle Buck too. He just lets him go. In a scene. I love that.
Yeah.
That's funny. I thought that too when I watched it online. I'm like, he's just letting the camera roll here. I love that.
Especially that scene about the funeral thing, because it feels very, even, I can't think of the mother's name, but her reactions to him in that scene are really funny.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like some Office bits where like...
Because it's kind of awkward too. It's uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's like Steve, also like kind of when Steve Carell will... some of those scenes, like he's just going off, and people's reactions are like,
yeah,
they're trying to hold it together.
You don't know how to react. Basically, you're like, okay, you're a little nuts, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You're on like operating on this other level. Like I'm not really sure.
Yeah, it's funny.
If we're gonna keep this.
I love that though.
Oh, Jenna Malone. That's right. Thank you, Turtleneck. Yeah, Jenna Malone. That's right.
Oh, that's the girl from Donnie Darko.
He said that. Or Turtleneck said that. Jenna Malone and her Bloodstains was one of her bands, and The Shoe. Huh.
The Shoe is one of her bands?
Band, yeah.
It's a great band name. The Shoe.
I remember that. That's an interesting career trajectory.
Was she a singer, or what did she do?
I think she did sing, yeah.
Like just a singer, nothing else? Maybe play
I want to say like keyboards, but I really am just pulling that out of nowhere.
That's pretty crazy.
I remember there was like a MySpace page. This was way back when MySpace was.
I wonder if well, that's what's funny about like actors that kind of go into bands. There's a lot of actors that are like musicians or famous people that are musicians. It's hard to take them seriously sometimes because you're like, I know you as this, so like,
who's a perfect?
It's harder to give them a shot.
Vincent Gallo.
Say? Vincent Gallo. Yeah.
It's like just pick a lane, bro.
Yeah. I don't. What does his music sound like? I don't know if I've ever heard it.
I want to say it's like acoustic.
Okay.
I want to say it's. I don't know why I make the connection, but I almost think of like John Frusciante's like solo stuff when I think of Vincent Gallo. But I may be wrong. If anybody in the chat knows.
Well, but also like.
But he does a lot of the music for the movies, I believe.
That he does.
Yeah.
But I feel like he did like 2 movies, and then where'd he go?
Right.
I haven't heard or
but
seen
wasn't he
him
like a
so
model
long.
too? And then he was
yeah,
like,
he was, and then like what happened?
He's like an actor, and then he's like a writer director.
Maybe he has his name on some stuff, but I just don't see him directly like directing.
Yeah, I guess he's not really somebody in like present. Who are you thinking like presently? Where it was like J-Lo? I mean,
well, even somebody like Kevin Bacon, right? He's in like a ton of movies, still a character actor in a ton of TV shows, and he has his band, the Bacon Brothers.
Oh, I didn't
like
know he had a
tour and
band.
play.
What?
Yeah.
That's kind of like.
But people love him.
I think the guy who plays Wolverine does that too.
Hugh Jackman?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in like
That's
some
funny.
bar band.
He's like a singer too. He's like I feel like he's like a trained singer.
Oh, that's right, because he's in Les
like
Miserables, right?
Yeah. So he's.
Which
that
I never
guy's pretty
saw,
awesome.
man. Is that like that movie seems pretty cool? It's like, yo, Max, what's going on, buddy? Good to see
What
you.
up,
Thanks for
Max?
coming. Oh yeah, I should let everybody know. So I'm chilling up in Syracuse, New York, right now. If you're just tuning in, or if you've been catching the tail end of what we've been talking. My buddy Sean, longtime buddy from long back, way back, with at least 10
years,
15 years. And Jay's unfortunately not here tonight because he didn't want to make the drive to Syracuse in the polar vortex. Well, it's also 3 hours away, so I don't blame him. But we'll be back next week at 7 p.m. Doing the recording stuff, and we're just kind of hanging out, shooting the shit about music and playing some songs. If you have any movie titles you want to hear an improv song, we've been doing that a little bit.
Paul Blart Mall Cop 2 is probably the worst one I've done. That was a challenge.
It's hard, man. It's hard. It's good to it's like improv and stuff on the spot, man. But yeah, good movie. Maybe the song could have been better, but
yeah, the song was. Yeah, the movie's great.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson too. Oh, Matt, what's up, dude?
Oh, Scarlett Johansson's great though. Like she's one of those like.
Jason says she's
got a
singer?
cute voice.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never heard her stuff. Yeah.
She did one of the songs in Her, I think.
Oh well, Zoe.
She's
now
like
that you say that too.
like ukulele.
Her and him and
She and him.
she and him.
See, that's another one that's like, she's kind of like, I think a better musician and singer, or like better singer than an actor.
She has
That's a
really
weird
cool
case.
Voice. Yeah.
She's got a great voice.
Zoe Deschanel. Yeah.
Yeah. Her and I think it's like M Ward.
M
right?
Ward. That's right. Yeah.
They're pretty. They have like an awesome like old school sound. I love that.
Yeah. She's got such a like 50s. Or I don't know. I just think of like her voice it feels very. I don't know, like 50s singer type
something
or
about
something.
it.
It's like she's almost like an old soul or something. I don't know. That sounds,
Yeah, it's hard to
hope
place
she never
it,
watches this because that'd be really embarrassing. She
You're
just
like
feels like
you're like talking to the sweet old lady on the bus.
she's like talking to this. Now you just ruined it. That's incredibly rude. I just ruined it. I don't know what I'm talking. It's like, but yeah, I feel like she's got like that kind of like smoky, like I don't know.
Little raspy.
Yeah. It's like very
Great range though.
time
It's
out
so
of
cool.
place or whatever. Yeah. Oh, is that okay? Tom Waits covers to Pete Yorn. Is that a Scarlett? Pete Yorn is pretty sick. I remember liking some of his early stuff.
Oh, I'm liking Tom Waits has been in some stuff recently that's like amazing.
Oh, really?
He was in the Coen Brothers film. It's on Netflix. What's it called? The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. He's got a great whole short scene, like short film to himself, and he's like, it's like amazing. Like he needs to be in more stuff.
Huh.
Tom Waits. Like
The only thing I
his
ever
voice
remember
is
him
just so
being
great.
in is like Coffee and Cigarettes. Is that?
Yeah, he's in that. He's buddies with Jim Jarmusch, I think. So like,
That's right, Jim Jarmusch.
he throws him into like a couple movies of his, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's like, yeah, that guy's. He just seems like one of those dudes that'll do it if you know him, you know.
Yeah. Mystery Men.
Oh, that's right, he's a Mystery Man. He's got
That's
a
what Jason
random
said.
acting career, like so random. I feel like if he likes the script or if he's bored, like he just seems like one of those guys. He's like, all right, I'll do it.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't you at that point? You know,
But
people.
he's such a great actor. Like he could do more, but he probably doesn't want to.
Right. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like he's like.
Also, this is just in my head too. I have no idea what's going through his head.
Shit, maybe if you called him up and asked him if he
Yeah.
wants, maybe he could be in the next movie you're working on.
You know what we should do is call. Does anyone know Bill Murray's 800 number? Because he does have a number.
Really?
Yeah. He doesn't. Do you know that about Bill Murray?
No.
He doesn't have an agent. He's got no manager. He just has a 1-800 number, and he checks the messages, and he might get back to you about your project.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, but it's hard to get the number. So.
Oh, okay. So if anybody out there has Bill Murray's 800 number.
I'd love to. Well, I don't have a project yet. Actually, he could be in something that we're working on now. We're writing a feature film. Me and Mike over here.
So that was the thing I was explaining before. If you're just joining us, I came up to the Q's to work with Sean on a new movie he's working on. That's his main gig. He's a writer director, and recently I did a song for Hudson. Didn't make the cut, but I was telling some of these guys about that. It'll be in the extended cut.
I gotta get more credits.
Where can you check that out? Just Hudson the Film.
HudsonTheFilm.com. You can watch the trailer.
Cool.
And yeah, that should be it. HudsonTheFilm.com. And it doesn't have. So
I'm
the movie's not available yet. Just the trailer.
Okay. That's right.
And there's some info about cast and crew and stuff, but it's going to film festivals, so it's
still it's not. You can't quite. It's like an album. You can't quite.
Yeah.
You can give people a taste of it, but
just
you're not,
the teaser.
It's not putting the whole thing out yet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get it, on something, Amazon, Netflix.
Yeah, we'll definitely let everybody know when that's a thing, man.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I was called up from the minor leagues, as it were, to help write the new one.
That's right,
I'm
baby.
super flattered. Thank you for having me here.
The second feature film.
Thanks for your hospitality. We what did we get through? The second draft of the script. That was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
That was something I was going to mention too. I'm gonna the importance of like side projects, because like obviously the channel is all music based, right?
I'm giving you some theme music as you talk.
Awesome. Yeah, this is like this epic realization moment. I guess just the importance of side projects. Like it's been really good being here and kind of thinking completely differently about making music or making art or being creative, but in a way that's completely different from making music. So like this week we've been really flexing the writing muscle, thinking about scenes and characters and
it's totally different.
And I think I love that. It's important too, because it's like, I don't know, having because I know like Jason, for instance, he's a visual artist as well, and he does a lot of collage work and paintings and things. And
does he really? I didn't know that.
Okay. Yeah. He's out in Jason, he's out in Wisconsin, the -60.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so he does, and I'm going to be doing something new is going to be coming out of his label, which is cool, music-wise.
Awesome.
So something to look forward to. But yeah, so I don't know, man. That's something. Thank you so much for having me, and I'm honored to flex those like different creative muscles, man. And I think it's
fun, man.
Because like I don't know, I've been telling you, everybody knows here that it's like it's been tough. Like I took a couple weeks off, and the podcast, like I was feeling a little like lost these past couple weeks about what I was doing, and this week I've kind of it's got a really good podcast coming out tomorrow about like turning your doubts into superpowers.
Nice.
So that's kind of like taking these things of like I wasn't feeling great about it and turning it into something artistic. So that's going to be tomorrow, but
that's all you can do with it.
That's right. And but it's just been really cool, man. I think it's really important to. Because I was just been one eye on music for so long, just going dead on music, and it's been really great to switch gears into writing and film and stuff. And
you're using different like muscles, I feel like.
Yeah, because like at the end of the day, I just want to create stuff. That's because that's fun. It's been really fun past couple days just working on the script. Like locking ourselves in.
Yeah.
Inside the pool, it's perfect because it's like super cold out.
It feels like The Shining. We're like going insane trying to write it.
The script is just going to be Sean and Mike. Oh, no, what is it? All work and
no play.
Yeah, makes Sean and Mike dull boys. It's going to be just all amalgamations of that.
You start to feel like that. Like I wanted to just like move around and like throw a tennis ball today, and I just thought of that out of nowhere. I'm like, I want to throw a tennis ball, and he does that in that movie.
That's right.
He's like hawking it down these hallways.
It's just echoing against the
I'm like,
wall.
oh no, this is like step 2 of insanity.
I know. And there was one point earlier today where we were like laughing maniacally.
Oh yeah, nothing.
And it was like, what's going on? Yeah. Like, I was trying to explain why I thought it was so funny, and I couldn't. Like, something Sean did was so funny, I couldn't. And it was like...
Yeah. Well, that's when you start to have cabin fever.
That's when we were like, all right, we'll work on this again tomorrow.
Yeah, you just got to stop. But I think we did about 5-6 hours straight with no break.
Yeah.
It's hard. Like, that's what you got to do, though, because I feel like if I you're always trying to like, there's like resistance. You're like, I gotta eat or like I gotta do something else.
Yeah.
It's so hard to sit there and do the work. So,
I feel like this is very rare for us too, because we don't get to hang out nearly as much as we used to.
Right.
And then also when we do hang out, we tend to want to work on stuff together. We're usually recording things together. We've been in projects and music bands and recorded each other's stuff, and then like, you know, make a lot of music, record music together. But then it's also
it gets harder as you get older. You know?
It's like I was lucky enough to be able to come here and have time to like just be here for 48, 72 hours with you and just like make the distinction of like, look, we're gonna just lock ourselves and get whatever comes out of it. If it's good, bad, ugly, at least we'll have something. I think it's been going good, man. And this has been a nice break too, because it's like, again, we're shifting back into this. And I know for you, that's something I was gonna ask you. Was like with music and like directing, man. It's like, I know Mary had said, you know, it comes down to money. You know, when I asked her this too, because she's a great.
She said that too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because I did the podcast. Early in the podcast, I did an interview with you, and then I did one with Mary. You guys are in Motels, who also did the theme song for the channel. That's something I probably should have mentioned at the beginning of the live stream. Sean is the one that did the "Hey Mom."
I don't even remember recording that.
Right, and that's like the kind of the funniest thing about it.
Yeah.
Is that it's like Paul McCartney. I think he said about Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts. Like, he doesn't remember. He's like, I don't know who recorded that, but it wasn't me. So I don't know, whatever. He was on drugs or just like.
I think it was this. Hey Mom, keep it down. Something like that.
Yeah. Pretty close. But I probably should have mentioned that. But yeah, I think it's interesting, man, that you have this talent for music, but then it's, I feel like in a way, I mean, and I feel that I just know this, but I feel like you're more talented than me in terms of like writing and singing. Like, you have a great voice, and it just boggles my mind that you don't really pursue it as something. You're more into like your directing and filming. So why do you think that is? Like, what is it about? Is it just like a monetary thing, or is it just like, because you almost use it as more of an outlet, or what would you say?
I don't really like performing. That's the biggest thing. I don't like performing.
Like the playing.
I was
touring.
a drummer in bands for years, and I liked that because you can still be part of it and play music and like hide in the back, and it's like you're still in the band, but you're not. As soon as you're up front, I've done that a couple times in bands, and I just don't. I don't like being the front man and having that like that vibe, and it's just. I don't know.
That's right. I remember you saying that. It's like,
I don't like doing it, and I don't.
Is it like get anything anxiety, or is it? Well, that makes a lot of sense, because as like a director, or is it just involved with film and writing, like that's very. I mean, think about some of the movies we've made these songs about. It's like you think of the actors in them, you don't think of the person behind the camera.
Yeah.
So you get to be.
I hate being on the camera. I never like.
But that's similar to films. What you're saying about playing music, because you're saying you don't want to be in the forefront.
Yeah, I don't like doing it.
Oh,
like I love the process of recording and even jamming and playing and singing. Like if we had like a bunch of instruments in this room just playing, but like the act of like going on the road or playing shows, it's just like it doesn't interest me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like a part of me does. Like everybody wants to be like that singer and like a rock star, you know. But like just the reality of it. What I've done that and like
you've had
a little
friends
bit,
too that like.
It's just such
it's
a grind.
Not you.
It's such a grind. Yeah. And also there is the like practical, like the money thing. It's like it's not. I don't know. You look at it like you gotta really love it. It's one of those things. You gotta love it, and like you're in bars all the time. Yeah. It's just like not ideal if you want to. I don't know. Live like a stress-free life. Yeah. Stressful.
Yeah. I know, and it's like
seems great on an Instagram. Like,
it's great on the highlight reel.
You're like in a van all the time. It's like,
well, that's funny, because I had this conversation with Jay a couple days ago about touring and being in a band that's touring. Because a lot of people always think that that's the goal of being in a band. It's like we gotta hit the road and tour. But like, what a lot of people don't realize who've never been on tour, like A, you're romanticizing it, and B, you're basically signing up to be poor for 2 weeks, a month, 3 months.
Yeah.
And then also in a 10x4 box or whatever, driving around for most.
Yeah, you better love those people.
You better love those people in that band with you, and you better love what you're doing.
Yeah, it seems like it's a young person's thing, I think, because I don't know. As I get older, I'm like, I don't even want roommates. It's like that even bothers me. Just like need my own like apartment. Yeah. So like being in a car with people, I'm like, I don't even know if I can like drive to like the store with you right now. Like you just get weirder as you get older. So it becomes one of those things. You're less tolerant, I'd say.
Yeah.
Of people and things.
Yeah, that's what a lot of the guys saying. James is saying, touring is fun when you're young. As you get older, it's not as much fun. I love my bed.
Yeah, it's like little things become really amazing.
Yeah. Jason was saying that he hates when he has to talk between songs when he's performing.
Oh, I hate that.
He's like on the spotlight. And Matt is saying, what's up, buddy? He said, this is the guy that Mike steals song ideas from. Which is true. I've stolen many song ideas.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
all right.
So, yeah. But yeah, dude, it's
you need to have, that's a good point. Like you need to have that persona. A lot of people like being up there and like talking and engaging and performing. Like that's their high.
Yeah.
And then they get off stage and like, I can't wait to be back up there. I'm like, I can't wait to like, I just don't want to even do it. Like I also feel like a phony if I'm doing it. I don't know why. I don't know where that comes from. Like I can record some pretty decent songs, I think, that are like, I mean, they sell to like commercials and TV. And
that's something else I was going to talk about. Yeah.
But I don't know. There's something about like, I feel like going up to be a musician, like, oh, I got to like put this hat on now and like do that. And it's like a little bit of a poser feeling.
Well, and I think that because it just goes along with what you're saying. It's like you have to really embody that idea of like, because I feel like I think there's always imposter syndrome, right? Where you're doing something.
That's a great name for it. Is that a thing?
That's a thing. Like,
okay.
Kind of like fake it till you make it, or you feel like you're doing something, or even with a job or something, you feel like,
right.
Well, what am I doing here? I don't belong here, or
I have that. Like I have that in spades.
Yeah,
it's really hard.
I think I was talking to you about that. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's funny because that's something I wanted to talk to you about. Was that
even that I've done I've done like a feature film. I'm still like, oh yeah, I'm like, trying to be like a writer director. It's like I have been for a long time.
Yeah,
like it's hard.
You have had success with doing all those things in multiple different type like commercials.
Yeah.
You've created things. Well, it goes back to the idea of what I was saying a few weeks ago about defining your own success. I think it's like I always say to people and about this thing we're doing here is like, when I show up and do it, that's the success, Yeah,
it becomes your own version of it because it always is your own version.
Yeah.
So why go?
Because I feel like imposter syndrome comes in when it's like, well, I don't. When you compare yourself, and we all know comparing yourself to other people is the death of whatever it is you're trying to do. Because
and it's so hard, but we all do it still. It's like,
I know, but I feel like that's where it comes in because you feel like, because what in your mind do you think it would take to say I'm no longer an imposter?
To have
if you had like
Scarlett Johansson in my movie,
and the movie was Paul Blart Mall Cop 3.
Yeah, if I did Paul Blart Mall Cop 3
with Scarlett, but anything less than that would.
If that ever happened in reality, I'd be like, we're definitely in a video game. But it would take something like I don't know, because there's always like you can always like see that success down the road, and then you get there, and then the road never ends. You're like, oh, and then there's that, and it's just never ending. So
that's what we always talk about too on the channel, and Jay and I talk about with in terms of just anything, man. Like I guess money is a good example. It's like people always want more and more, and there's like studies that say like people who make once you hit 70K or something, like that's where happiness plateaus and falls off.
Really?
So like if you can get to that amount, that's like the ideal amount that. Because most people will be, I would hope, pretty comfortable at that point.
Yeah, it's like that seems like enough.
I don't
know.
So, but it's funny because like, I mean, there's people striving to make more and more money, but I feel like that's the same thing. The same thing with YouTube, man. I've talked to some YouTube guys that I like Steven from Noir Blanc V. He's a synth YouTuber, and I was like interviewed him and like look up to him because I think he's doing really cool stuff. There's Bo Beats, like a couple different guys, and I interviewed those two guys, and it's the same thing because they say like, oh well, I look up to this person that's like on this other level, and it's just fun because you start to think like, for me, the channel and numbers and subscribers, you're like, well, you say it doesn't matter, but then you're like, well, maybe if I just had 2,500, maybe if I just had 1 million. Yeah, so it's like, I don't know. That's why I think it's important to define your own success and define what it is that you want to do and how you feel comfortable. Because I think the success for any of us doing creative stuff is showing up and doing it.
that's enough.
That
just doing it.
That needs to be enough.
Yeah.
That needs the process is a purpose. Like I said, the fact that we were able to, whether this conversation, because you were expressed feelings, you were like, oh, what if there's dead air? Like Sean was really nervous. Like, what if we come on? There's dead air.
Yeah, I don't like doing live stuff. Like this makes me nervous right now.
But I mean, like my point was that whether it's dead air or not, the fact that we showed up to do it.
Oh yeah, is enough.
Makes it successful.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's so funny, man. There's like such a side to me that like argues with that. It's like there's a side of you that's like, yeah, you know what? Be nice to yourself. Pat yourself on the back.
But then the other one that's like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, it's like you need to like do better.
Yeah.
But I think that's the constant,
Yin
back
yang.
and forth of, your own head.
I think it's also important to know where that voice comes from, though.
Yeah.
Because, like, we've talked about this, too. It's like nobody knows your internal monologue. They don't know the way that you beat yourself up about.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting, too.
You
could experience
because
things
you're the
a whole
only person
different
that's
way.
putting this on you.
Right. Yeah, no one's waking up being like, how come you didn't get a film into Sundance yet?
Exactly.
It's like,
the only person is you. That's
yeah.
That's
so once you realize that narrative, you're like, oh, I don't actually need to be thinking this every day. I could just start thinking like small things or.
I mean, is that line of thinking actually ever helpful to what you're trying to do? No,
100% no.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it's like, I don't know.
That's what I mean. So it's like.
Well, you know what it is. You're accustomed to doing it, and it's hard to break habits. So like,
I just think as like
you're kind of your own pity party, and you're like, oh, I want to feel bad because it feels good and comfortable, and you go into that zone.
Yeah.
So you need to like, the secret is like crawling out of that and getting a new like, shedding a layer.
Yeah.
But constantly keep doing that in life.
And I think it's also easier said than done because, like you're saying, there's a party that's like, yeah, I get it, and there's a party that's like, oh,
yeah, but it's hard. Yeah, it's hard.
But it's almost like a constant battle. It's like those two forces are like this opposed to each other, and sometimes you're able to push that one guy against the wall and say like, I'm happy like this, and the other guy comes in and pushes the other guy against the wall or whatever, and then it's like, you're bullshit, you're an imposter.
Yeah, and then you're like, where do I stand? I don't know. Like today was hard. I have no idea.
Yeah.
But overall, you kind of have a sense. I feel like you do have this sense of like direction and where you want to go, and it's just like a bunch of different things that kind of keep you from doing it.
Yeah.
And they come in different forms. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I want a pizza. You're like, it's 2019, man. I said I'd do push-ups. That's just life.
We're checking here. That's good. Hey Travis, what's up, buddy? Mr. Basic coming through. What's up, guys? Good to see you. I'm hanging out with my buddy Sean tonight up in Syracuse. We've been working on some writing and scripts and things, and took a little break, and I'm up here just chilling in the polar vortex. Jay's unfortunately not with us tonight. He's taking off. He kind of had to take off because I was up here this week. So Jay will we'll be back next week, 7 p.m. But yeah, so we're just hanging out, doing some songs. Jason was saying Down by Law, another Tom Waits movie that's awesome.
Ooh, that's another Jim Jarmusch film, I think.
Yeah.
That one's great. I haven't seen
I've
that
never
in a
seen
while.
that one. Oh, here's a good one right now while we catch up on the chat. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Oh, for a song?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Or Spaceballs is the other one.
Spaceballs. Oh, God.
We'll let you decide which one
my
to
God. Okay, so, all right. Let's do One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. I need like a new guitar rhythm here. Give me a chord to start with.
C minor.
Oh, Jesus. All right. That one?
This is One Flew Over? That's pretty good. I mean, that's a pretty sad movie, I thought. It reminds me of the version of Hotel California from Big Lebowski already. You know when Jesus is...
One flew over the cuckoo's nest. His name was Jack Nicholson, and he walked away. Yeah, he walked away from there, and one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Native American friend. And
what's his name? I can't remember.
he shoved a pillow over Jack's face. I think.
And he also threw the refrigerator
Across the room.
Yeah.
My friend.
My friend.
That wasn't that great, but
we got it warmed up. We're getting
Yeah.
we're getting a little cold here in the vortex.
Yeah. It's cold in this room.
Yeah. This is like
There's a fireplace over there.
Yeah.
But,
We'll have to hit up that in a little bit. Nat was saying I feel like a poser.
Ooh, okay.
No, he said wait, I lost the spot here. Oh, Mr. Bass said when I make ambient, I don't feel like an imposter. Matt said I can understand that I create so many different styles of music, and most of which I don't consider to be my style. Most are created by accident. I would feel like a poser if I had to perform them all. There would need to be multiple wardrobe changes from gothic to punk to rave, all over the place. And I'm no actor.
That's funny.
So it's like working in different styles.
Different
Well, I think that comes back to the idea of like knowing who you are and what you want to do. You know.
Yeah, because it sounds funny to hear somebody else say it. It's like, dude, just like do it. But I can't.
Right.
It's hard to tell yourself that.
Right. It's always easier to hear somebody else's version of something and be like, well, yeah. Like, don't be so hard. Like I'm saying to you, like, don't be so hard on yourself, bro. And you're like,
I'm having my own narrative of like, no, I need to beat myself up.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
Oh, Travis said tube MP replacement. That's coming up on Friday, Travis.
What's that?
Did you see a sneak peek of that?
Here, take this for a second.
Yeah, sure, man.
I'm gonna be right back, guys.
Yeah, sure, dude. I'll explain. There's a couple questions here.
They're like, who is that guy?
I've never seen him before, and we never saw him again. So the tube MP replacement is coming out on Friday. There's a video I dug up with me and Jay. That should be out this Friday. Did you see the one on the table? Oh, okay. I was getting worried that somehow that video got released early. Yeah, Jay and I replaced the tube in this one with the Sovtech LPS, and that's going to be coming out on Friday because a couple of people had it's late to the game. We had the tube MP replacement. We shot it I think in August, and I just forgot for some reason that it was. I had all the footage. I wound up editing it a couple weeks ago. So if that's that video you're interested in, check it out this Friday. There's a couple sound samples in the beginning, and then it goes into why we decided to do what we did with the tubes. And I don't want to give too much away, but if you're interested in that, check it out. Okay, so Jason said represent rep that. Okay, sorry, tube MP reposant. Yeah, I'll have to change the title. You did the same thing with the one you own. Okay, interesting. You put the Sovtech in there. Basically, the video is in case you don't tune in, and so Jay and I. Jay has a massive collection of tubes from his guitar tone chasing adventures, and he's bought all sorts of 12AX7s. And so we use some really intense ones. We use the Bugle Boy, Amperex Bugle Boy, which is like a very sought after guitar tube. And then we use this General Electric tube that was actually made in Syracuse. It's a new old stock black plate GE tube. Another like desert island like two sought after tubes. So we use some really expensive tubes, new old stock stuff. So and to kind of determine that, well, first of all, why would you want to put like $100 tube in a $30 preamp unit? And also that the difference from, there were sonic differences that were noticeable, but not enough to justify putting in, one of these desert island tubes. The other thing was the Sovtech did have a noticeable improvement, I guess, on the sound. So we put replaced the stock Chinese one with that. I don't know. They are great bass DIs for sure. I recommend this unit to a lot of people. As probably all you guys know, it's great for all sorts of different things, and especially for this purpose too. I wouldn't really be able to get this mic into the phone without the setup, and then it's great for vocals. Even guitar into it can be cool because you can overdrive it. and bass especially. Bass especially is really good. I also like to split the bass signal and have one signal going through this and then the other is just maybe the clean bass tone, and you can get this thing crunchy, or you can make the other one crunchy, and that's definitely a really cool thing to do. When I first bought my Tube MP, they were 140. What? That's crazy, dude. Bass and acoustic, or bass acoustic electric. Yeah, I can see that. So that's coming out Friday. Check that one out. Should be a pretty good video. It's Jay is the main. He talks a lot in that one, in terms of, because he kind of had the tubes and the he was listening, I think, a little more critically than I. So Jay kind of takes the reins for me on that one. Sean's back. What's up, buddy?
Yo!
You got some vino there?
What up? I got some vino.
Nice, dude.
It is freezing in here.
Yeah, you got like warmed up.
Whoa, it's so warm out there.
Here you go, sir.
All right, thanks, man.
This is cool because we kind of have like a. I feel like this amps up the talk show element, because sometimes people say like, "Oh, this is like Conan or something."
Oh, nice, because you got the little mic there.
We got the mic and like the desk,
Yeah.
and Jay and I are just sitting like on against the desk, and but this is like, we never had like a live music element to any of these, so this is kind of cool. You're like the
You mean a
band
soundtrack.
You're like the, it's like
like the Roots or whatever.
Piano. Yeah. You're the Roots right now. Yeah. Oh, Beatrice says something interesting. I feel stuck in my style sometimes, meaning musical style. So maybe not so much imposter syndrome, but just feeling like.
Oh yeah.
I get that too, man. Like, there's sometimes I'm just writing stuff and I'm just like, need to change it up or do something different. And you've done that too, man.
I have that in spades, totally. I am always. I feel like for like 7 years, I tried to. Every song I wrote was like, it sounded like Beck.
Yeah, I can hear that. Yeah.
From college on,
Yeah.
it was like, please stop listening to like Mutations. It was like every song.
Please stop listening to that specific.
It was like that, and then Flaming Lips took over for like another 5 years.
We found that old video we did where you're like, basically trying to be Wayne Coyne.
Yeah, like obviously just trying to be Wayne Coyne. It's hilarious. It was like leather jacket, like weird hair.
Yeah.
But you become obsessed. I think it's good. All you can do is emulate people, and then, maybe like listen
find your
to
voice.
something. Yeah, exactly. Listen to something that's like
making films and stuff.
Yep.
I remember you had a heavy David Lynch phase.
Oh, that too. Yeah.
Heavy David Lynch stuff.
And then I was just everything I made was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, not everybody can be David Lynch. Like, what are you doing?
But by doing that, you developed an eye for, I don't know, scene maybe, or.
Yeah, I had to get it out of my
system. You came out of
or
that
something.
with something. Like, you learned something from emulating that.
Right. I think it was like just. I think when you're young, or I don't know, I was like 22 doing that, or not even, and like, you just start to make stuff like your heroes, and then it takes like, God, I feel like it's 10 years later, and I finally made a film. So it took those 10 years.
Yeah.
That's a long time to like make a lot of crap.
Dude,
that's
not
not worth seeing, and
constantly about the music I'm making too. I feel like it wasn't until, the stuff I've done, the Be Cool Cowboy stuff, Me and the Machine, Wild Lies, and then Wonders of Color. I felt like that. Basically, a thing I put out 2 years ago was the first time I put something out, and I was like, I got that to sound exactly.
That's cool.
What I wanted it to sound like.
It's a great title.
It took me 15 years. Yeah, it's about fall, basically.
That's awesome.
The idea.
I love that.
That has Haunted on it. The one that you pretty much.
Oh,
picked.
that's right.
I added some stuff to it, but you did.
Haunted. Oh,
that's
my
a Sean
God.
song, and I also put that other one you recorded at my house a while ago, Pure Honey.
Oh, Pure Honey. That's right.
Kind of did.
Man, I like that track. That's cool.
Yeah. But so those were, and I feel like that just the first time aesthetically was the first time I was ever able to
like get exactly what you wanted.
What I had in my head was exactly, when you listen to Wonders of Color, that was exactly what I was going for.
Really?
Yep.
So what happens when you listen back to it? Are you like, that's great, and you're just like, next? Or are you like,
that's what's weird.
Or is there a void missing still? It's almost nice when it's not exactly, you know what I mean?
I almost feel like I could walk away.
Okay, good. That's a good feeling.
I almost feel like I did what I wanted to do.
Okay.
It seems kind of strange that it took me 15 years to do that, like a 5-song.
Yeah.
I got all the stuff I've done. I enjoy, like Me and the Machine. There was elements of that I like got it to sound exactly how I wanted it. Wild Lies, there were certain things. But Wonders of Color was the first time when I was like, hey, this
Like,
sounds pretty
damn,
good.
yeah.
Hey, I like how this came out. Hey,
That's
this is
kinda
what
cool.
this is what I'm hearing. Let me see if I can get that. Boom, got it.
Very cool. That's a good feeling.
Yeah.
That's what I felt about the film that I did. The film Hudson. It's like
Yeah.
I had no idea what I was doing. Never made it anything longer than maybe 5-10 minutes. This was like
Right.
75 minutes. So it was like, how is this even gonna work? Like I've seen movies, but like, how do you make one? You know? So it's like it was just very
Movies
weird.
because of them.
Yeah, it was weird like editing it, but like it was more so that feeling that you said. Like I watched it the first maybe I don't know like third draft of editing, and I was like, this is like exactly how I wanted to feel
That's
and look.
awesome.
And it was like really, it was a nice feeling because you know,
I mean,
it could have been anything. It could have been any movie. Like it
yeah.
could have been garbage.
And that's like, I was talking about this with Jason, I think, too. It's like this idea, this Picasso. Do you ever tell you that Picasso story I heard where it's like, I don't know, I think it's kind of been, you know,
I don't think so.
butchered a little bit over the years. I don't know if it's the exact story anymore, but I heard this story about Picasso where it's like, he's in a cafe, he's 80 or 90-year-old Picasso's in a cafe, doodling on a napkin. Some lady comes up to him, doesn't realize it's Picasso and says, hey, I really like that napkin. Can I give you $10 for it?
Ooh.
And he goes, he's like, no, that's not. And he thinks about it, I guess, for a second. And he's like, yeah, like, no, that'll be like $3,000. And she's like, wait, but I saw you doodle that. You did that in like 5-10 minutes. Like it can't possibly be worth $3,000. And he crumples it up, puts it in his pocket, and walks out. And he's walking out. He says, actually, this took me 80 years to make.
Ooh, that's good.
And I think it's
That's
a testament to like the long game of creativity and what we were just talking about. Like,
Yeah.
you're saying it took you 10 years to go through this David Lynch phase, go through the commercial stuff that you've done, the work you've done, write scripts and short films and work on things.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally you're working on this feature where you're still flying by the seat of your pants.
Yeah.
And then as you're like somehow the team you put together, the people that were in it, you're like, this is exactly what I wanted to go for.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. It took that. Yeah.
But it
that
took,
amount of time.
because I think that's also the testament to the thing I try to tell a lot of people too. Like some people contact me, or I don't know, I'm just like advice to give to people because I feel like, well, it was what we were saying today about that the time you went to see that director and you saw him.
Jason Reitman, or who are you talking about?
Yeah, and
Okay.
basically I think the gist of what we were saying, and you can reiterate the story, but was you got to fail.
Oh, right. What he was saying. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I was asking him about how he found his tone in his movies, because it's like, I think it's the perfect tone. It's like
What are some of his
drama.
films?
He did like Juno, Up in the Air, Young Adult, Thank You for Smoking was his first one.
Oh wow,
It's a
okay.
very like smooth kind of like filmmaking. It's very easy to watch. I don't know. It's like has that ability, like you can just turn it on. Feels like one of those movies you can almost ignore but still enjoy. It's very hard like tone to achieve. And it doesn't demand much. It's just they're like great solid movies. So I like asked him about you know how he creates that tone, how he found it, how he found his voice essentially. And I think he responded with, "Oh, you want to know all my secrets?"
Yeah,
And
that's what
I
he
was
said.
like, I was like sitting front row like a nerd, like hi, like went to one of his film screenings. But then he kind of went into backstories of like, well, you know, I made like a ton of bad stuff for like 10, 15 years, just
Yeah.
bad short films, commercials. But then, you know, like I think he started to follow this uncomfortable or challenging feeling that he got on set one day where he was like not sure of what he was doing. And there's a lot of people on set. He was working with an actor and he kind of like, he like went against his gut or something and it felt good. And the scene ended up killing. And he's like, I just keep following that. Like,
Yeah.
you know, that challenging feeling where you're not in your comfort zone, you're a little outside, not sure if it's working.
Oh yeah.
And I think it's
That's
like
brilliant.
little bits like that and to find your voice, you know?
And I think too, because now that you said that, this time the story, like thinking about it, it's like it's also, you know, back to kind of James was saying, like stuck in his style. Like maybe that's because I don't know, just putting it out in terms of this story too with Jason. Was Jason Reitman his name?
Yeah, Jason Reitman, yeah.
Like he's basically saying, keep challenging yourself in new places. Like
right.
go venture out into the forest rather than follow the well-paved road.
Yeah, do something uncomfortable.
You know,
and,
like
you know.
because that's the way you're gonna evolve and like get better
Yeah.
at what you're doing. Because if I don't know, you learned to play E, G, C, and that's the only thing you ever learned on guitar, and you kept playing that. But then an A is weird for you to play. Like, that's where you're going to learn how to actually...
Yeah, start with A.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I think that, you start to create new things, and then, I don't know.
That's
it also
super
just takes
interesting.
time. It
Yeah.
takes so much time to, like, get to a place where you even have some sort of voice, I think.
And I think that's why, like, the testament of, like, the one thing I, like, was saying, and people's wanting to put stuff out or have never put stuff out before is just, like, just start putting out stuff and put it out as much as you can and start working on stuff and finishing things and getting it done.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are perfectionists, man.
So this is great. Like, we were just looking at stuff we did
Oh, yeah.
10 plus years ago.
Yeah, well, that's...
Short films.
Yeah.
And they are like, they are only funny to us, man. I would never show them.
I don't know, maybe we'll put it, I want to put Broken Heart on the channel.
Yeah. I mean, it's like,
that's a great
we were
one.
just watching cracking up, like, what were we thinking?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of funny to see
it's like
how
embarrassing.
Yeah, it is. It's totally embarrassing. But we went out with a camera and did it.
Yeah.
And I feel like if we didn't start there, it would have never snowballed into anything bigger that you do, right? So it's like you could always just be like, oh, we should have done that, or we should do this. And it's like, back then, the one cool thing, and this goes back to what you're saying, was like, hey, we should go do this. Did it. Went out and did it.
Yeah.
You know? Showed
that
up.
was what, yeah, because it was like these,
So, like,
yeah, exactly.
You almost have to put in your time in a way.
And that's exactly what I was saying before, right? Is like the success is showing up.
Right.
Whether you made,
Yeah.
Blue Velvet or you made,
right.
Sean and Mike's student film from, 2004.
Or pretentious college film.
Yeah, it's like the fact that you showed up, that's the success.
Yeah. And it is, because it starts to pay off, I think, as you...
It was like, it was just
get older,
fun.
you realize
it was all about the fun of it. It was not like, we had no expectation, aspiration.
No,
I
that's
don't
what's
think
funny.
we did. Like, I didn't have anything like that.
I'm kind of almost more jealous of that mindset, but want my talent now.
Well, dude,
You know
that's
what I mean?
and that's this Zen thing I've talked about, Zen concept, beginner's mind. In the in the expert's mind, there are a few possibilities. In the beginner's mind, there are all possibilities.
Yeah, you're not afraid of anything. It's like you're just doing it to do it. There really is. There's a carefree attitude to being younger too. Goes with that, but yeah, I think
that goes along with the Jason Reitman story too.
Yeah,
in a way, like he's rather than sticking with his expert mind where there's few possibilities to do something different, he's saying no, do the things that are different and challenging.
Yeah,
because in a way that's rediscovering a beginner's mind, because you're putting yourself in a situation.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting, right?
I like that. You're just kind of taking.
It's kind of funny how that's kind of like looping, right?
Full circle.
Yeah. Cool, man.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's a good theory. It's hard to, like, I don't know, to practice that. I guess you have to be conscious of it.
I think you have to be aware of it.
Yeah.
I think all these things we're talking about, man, because it's like even when we're talking about beating yourself up with that voice inside your head, it's like if you're aware of that you're doing that, you're gonna not do it. But if you wake up tomorrow and you start kicking the shit out of yourself,
it's just
how you're not aware of it.
I know, but it's kind of funny, like
awareness.
It's how do you start most mornings? Like, I usually kind of get up and look in the mirror and like there you are, shithead. Like, should have lost those 15 pounds already this year. But like, it's just immediate cynical thoughts.
Really? I usually have like a good. I have a good like 20 to 30 minutes where I'm still like a little cloudy and coming out of sleep, where my mind is slower.
It's kind of fun.
And then once, like, I think part of it is like how quickly you go to look at your phone every morning, and then
that'll make you miserable real fast.
Yep. And that's why I keep my phone in another room when I'm not traveling. That's what I've been telling these guys too, is like I keep it in my kitchen. I use it as like a landline when I'm at home.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I don't want to see it. I don't want to see the feeds.
You don't need it.
But I mean, I guess for me, I think I have a good 20 to 30 minutes before that kicks in.
Okay.
But yeah, if I see myself in the mirror, that's usually...
Well, it's just, like, it'd be nice to change those thoughts, and I think it takes time. It'd be nice to look
Imagine what would happen every morning you said, hey, I love you, Mike.
Yeah, like...
I love you,
Well, see, the thing is, like, deep down, I do. I'm like, I love myself. It's like, it feels pretty fun to be me. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
but
that's
like,
awesome.
You gotta, like, almost... I don't know, I almost like beating myself up a little bit. It just feels good.
Yeah.
It's like cowboy up a little bit, It's like toughening yourself up. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's what I was getting at too before about the voice is like, And that's kind of what the podcast tomorrow is about. Is like, if you have these kind of negative, like, because in a way that voice can also, I don't know, sometimes push you into, I don't know, creating more, or
well, that's
you
true.
ever feel like it
Sometimes
spurs you into like, you know, hey shithead, you better edit this thing today.
Yeah, it's almost like you always have like Tyler Durden right next to you.
Yeah,
that's like he's cooler than you, he's thinner than you, and he's just like wearing a snakeskin jacket.
And he has all
like,
the answers.
Yeah, and it's like that person was like always with me all day. He's like, should have said that, idiot. Like, you know.
That's hilarious.
But I think maybe everybody kind of has that because you always have
everybody
a perception
has like,
of it.
yeah, the idea, that idea of like always. I mean, it's a little different, but the angel and the devil on your shoulder,
yeah,
kind of thing. But at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I yeah.
Something nice about I don't know, just simply enjoying stuff.
Yeah.
Not thinking too hard.
Well, yeah, because like sometimes you wonder if you didn't have that voice, like what would you be doing?
You'd probably just be like an animal. I think being human, you have to have that voice.
I know, that's what I was thinking too. Like, maybe that's what being human is about. Because I had this like crazy, I don't even know if it's an epiphany or just like insanity, but it was like, like I was starting to think like my life, like what is the point of my life? And then I always talk about distractions, and I think it's like, I'm starting to think that life is just a distraction from death. Like that's the whole point. Because
it's one way to look at it.
Once you're dead, it's like nothingness. Like
right.
How you were before you were born. Like I don't know, there was nothing going on. And
yeah.
like I'm starting to think like that's the point of life, is to enjoy the fact that you're not
that
here.
You're not dead. That you're not here.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Because
so how do
at
you
some
do
point
that?
you're
Yeah.
not going to be here. And you're not even
Right.
going to know that you're not here. And I think that's life, man.
Enjoy your consciousness.
Life is the distraction from a state of no life.
It is.
Does that make sense?
But like, yeah, but also it doesn't have to be a distraction. It can be like, I don't know, it's like a long weekend.
It can be a celebration.
Yeah, right. It's just, it's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's whatever. It's a blank page. It really is. You know, depending on what you're given.
Right.
If you're dealt a pretty good hand, like feel pretty healthy, it's like, you know, sky's the limit.
Depends what your awareness level is, because
yeah,
you know, I don't know.
So it makes you feel foolish even having those thoughts, right? Like the inner critic, because like why they're so unnecessary.
That's
also
the Steve Jobs book I was reading.
They have that in there.
Well, his big thing is he realized, because he had health problems.
Okay.
With pancreatic cancer, and he said one of the best things that came out of that was the realization that one day I'm going to not be here, and it's not going to matter whether I did this or didn't do it. That critic that's there telling you your shit won't be there. Like,
right.
The fact that you're not going to be here, even, you know, in the face of death, like, is basically just says, you know, why not do what you want to do?
So he needed to get to that point to like realize it almost.
I don't know. I can't remember the exact like sequence of events, but it boiled down to do what you want to do. Why not do what you want to do? Like when you're fear, embarrassment,
like why not? Yeah.
Guilt. You know, I think, you know, golden rule. Of course, I'm not saying like, you know, do bad stuff. But I'm saying like when you feel those things like anxiety. You're afraid you're going to go in front of the crowd and bomb, or, you know, you're afraid you're going to...
Well, they all become silly, right?
In the face of death, yes, because what's it going to fucking matter?
Yeah. Well, so ultimately, they are silly. It doesn't even matter if they're in the face of death, right? They're just, every day, that is silly.
But just living with the idea that one day you're not going to be here.
Yeah, well, then you're faced with it.
It's like you know, if you knew that you weren't going to be here tomorrow, like... Would you sit around and mope about it, or would you go fucking bowling and eat?
I would go bowling.
Eat what are those things at Taco Bell?
I would
fries.
I would eat a Crunchwrap Supreme from
Taco Bell. Go to
Bell.
Crunch. You know, you wouldn't like not do anything. You would do everything you've ever wanted to do, and you wouldn't be embarrassed to do those things.
No, I'd be like on a high.
And you wouldn't feel bad about it, and you wouldn't feel guilty.
But like, how you can't constantly be on that high though. That's like live each day like it's your last. Like if you do that, you're gonna have like
this is turning into one of those stupid like inspirational videos or something. I agree, but right, you can't exactly go with that mentality. But if you go to that point,
that's
one end of the spectrum.
I like
maybe
the
dial it
concept
back.
of,
Maybe dial it back.
Yeah. The concept of like having, you know, no fear to really pursue your authentic self.
That's I think the
like,
most important takeaway.
Yeah.
Not the death stuff, the life stuff. Obviously that stuff's important, but yes. Like
I think that's
having no fear to pursue the creative things you want to pursue. Fear of failure is not going to make any difference. Like none of it's going to matter. You know, it's inconsequential. Like, and because it doesn't matter, just do it.
Yeah.
Nike, baby. Hashtag not sponsored. All right, let's see what we haven't caught up with people in a while here. Let's see. Yeah, I tried to do Waiting Around to Die. Great Towns song. Towns Van Sant, is that? I don't know. I'm kind of sorry, guys. I kind of like haven't been keeping up with the chat. I apologize. If there's any questions that we missed, please hit us up now.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, somebody's talking about Bleak Strategies. That's a pretty sweet thing. I was thinking about doing something like that. I don't know. Sorry, we went off on a huge tangent, man.
Yeah, that was crazy.
It
just happens.
It just happened, man. All right. So, yo, if you guys have any questions, please hit us up now. I didn't mean to like ignore this. We were just going crazy. Kind of going out there. So we're back. I hope all you guys are doing good. Thanks for tuning in. If you're just joining us, I'm here with my buddy Sean, longtime buddy, probably 10, 15 years, man. We've done a lot of creative projects together.
Does it feel like it? Yeah. It feels like a very long time.
It does.
We've done a lot of stuff. We did a lot of
It's so funny because today we had this like, we were looking back on all these old things we created together.
Yeah,
all those
short
pictures,
films.
short films.
Yeah.
And it was a very interesting day. And I think when we came to the conclusion of, I was getting pretty nostalgic about it, and then I was also getting like to the point where it was like, I'm glad we did those things, but I don't think I'd want to go back.
Okay. Like to that mindset or that time period?
Well, like what you were saying, I was almost like you were saying, you're almost jealous of our past selves being these like beginner's mind, open, creative people.
It's almost like you want to just snag a little bit of that. Like I get the same feeling. Like I don't want to go back there because you look at it and you're like, I'm really a stupid kid. Like I wouldn't listen to me.
That's my biggest epiphany. It was like, I remember being like an arrogant dick and like when I was that age, like 19. I mean, it wasn't that. I mean, it wasn't like, I don't know, but.
Yeah, but you there's some sorts of, it's like, it's not confidence. It's like false sense of, I don't know, entitlement or something.
It's
or
a bubble,
like,
man.
Yeah.
And it was just like, I don't know, because I look at kids now that are like, 18, 19, college kids. And I understand now why nobody took me seriously when I was 18 or 19.
Yeah, you're like, you're a kid. It's like, you haven't really come online yet. You know?
It's like there's nothing really, well, not to generalize, but like, yeah.
That's how I felt, man. Watching some of those.
Because I feel like because I've talked to you about this before, where it was like, dude, I wish I could get that feeling back. And you're like, dude, that was like a false feeling, though.
Yeah, because it's not grounded in
it's not real.
Reality.
Yeah.
You're like...
you're in this like fake reality where, especially college, man, it's like you're literally paying for other people to listen to what you're saying.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know.
Well, it's just time and age and, your brain developing. Like there's... I think there's a lot to like consider there. So... It takes I don't know, like a really genius mind to be fully developed at that age. 21, 22, like, I think in our history there's been like a few people like that. Like Einstein was probably amazing at 20. You know?
Steve Jobs
like
too.
Fully aware of like
I think 20,
the scope of life and all that. It's like, I don't know, one person, two people a century.
Yeah.
So.
And it's very circumstantial too. I mean, obviously, I don't know. It's kind of like...
Even they admit to feeling lost, too, though. They're like, oh, yeah, that was like... So it's kind of strange. It's
also
perception.
timing. Like, a lot of Steve Jobs, I mean, he's obviously a genius and obviously one of those people like, Einstein, Gandhi, or whatever that pushed the whole human race forward. Like, so many of the things we do today are, iPhones, the music industry, Pixar.
Right.
So many things that we do on a daily basis are have gone through the Steve Jobs filter, as it were. Like, he created a lot of things that you may not even realize that you do or are doing each day.
I gotta read that book.
You should, man. It's nuts. That was a great book to read on the break. But even that, like, some of that's timing, man. Like, he was right at the cusp of the computer revolution, you know?
Right.
He was in a neighborhood where all these people, you know, Palo Alto, pre-Silicon Valley, where they talk about...
Palo Alto, that's a great name.
It's cool, right? I love that.
Why do some names of places just, like, sound like what they are, and they're just amazing?
I feel like that's the key. If you can, a good name can solve everything.
It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Even California. I just love that name.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels... Something feels cool about that word and that feeling.
And it perfectly exemplifies what it is.
Yeah. What's another word that you like? Or like a location or something? I feel like locations are key.
I mean, New York.
That's your favorite state name? What's your favorite state name?
Oh, favorite state name? Utah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a good one. Mine's Wyoming.
Wyoming, yeah. That's sick.
Love it.
Nevada,
Sounds like what
Nevada
it is.
is great, too.
Yeah, that's true. Every state sounds exactly like what it is. Isn't that weird? We sound like we're stoned right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Florida sounds like
we
what
gotta
it
take
is.
a quick break, man. Let's go.
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like maybe your own association with it, but
no,
words
I
are very
sometimes
important with, like, how they-
think I sometimes think
Yeah.
some things almost just come down to that.
just the sound and the feeling of things.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what makes a great band. I think take most 90% of band names. I feel like that's what makes it a great band name.
What's one of your favorite band names?
What's one of your? Let me think about it. What's one of yours?
I gotta say, Flaming Lips is probably one of my favorite band names.
That's
They
sick.
sound exactly like what they are.
I feel like Modest Mouse.
That's a good one. That's
Like,
a good one.
I don't know what it is about that alliteration and
Yeah.
the sound of that music, but especially the earlier stuff. I mean, obviously
They sound like what they... Yeah, they sound like that. Pavement's great, too.
Pavement. Oh, that's
Great
really
band
good.
name.
That's really good. Nirvana.
Nirvana's a great band name. Yeah.
Yeah.
Many, many more.
And many more. All right.
What the hell are we talking about?
I don't know. You guys follow this, or we just thanks for chilling with us. We're kind of like a little stoned over here now.
A little high. It's a little freezing. I think the cold air gets to your head. You know when you like climb outside like Mount Everest?
Yeah.
Your brain goes to like a reptile state.
Mm-hmm.
We're like almost there. We're like we went down to like 4th grade. Like person.
Yeah.
So reptiles like...
We're getting
We
there.
stay here in another half an hour. We're going to be reptile.
We're just going to be like, I don't even know.
It's going to happen.
Well, there's scientific evidence of force for that. Like physiologically, if you feel Tony Robbins, you know, I've heard of him doing this. He's, I think, one of the big people that does it. Tim Ferriss, like changing your physical temperature around you can have wondrous effects on your mental state.
Really?
If you feel like crap and you go into like a really cold place or you take a cold shower, it's also really good for like arthritis, like getting your body to like he goes to like sub-zero temperatures. He has this ice bath thing.
Yeah.
You've heard about that?
He does a cold plunge, and then he has it's really good to change temperatures.
You know, if you need to like get out of a crappy mindset, you know.
Well, it immediately, I think I don't know. It's like maybe your body takes over for like survival or something.
Yeah, I think because I had an experience like that this past summer. There was this really cold water that Beck and I went to go take a swim in.
Where was it?
It's up by Shaft 2A in Minnewaska State Park.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
And it's like so cold that it's almost meditative. Like you kind of forget all the things you're thinking about because it's just fucking cold. It brings you right here.
Right. It's perfect. It's kind of a great thing, right?
Yeah.
Because it really takes over any
Which jives with
consciousness.
Yeah.
And your body's just, and your brain is like, oh my God, stay alive.
Well, because I think so many things we're talking about too is it becomes an issue of just be here now.
Right. That's true.
Think about like all the things that you think about on a daily basis, even the idea of death and life and everything. It's like those things only exist within your head. Like what's going on right now
Creating
is
all of
just
them.
like you're creating these voices that's the same thing with the voice that's kicking the shit out of you every day.
Right.
Like, it's all in your head. You're creating this reality. You're worried about the past. You're anxious about the future.
So much stuff to think about. That's why it's so annoying. So you have to meditate. You have to like switch gears and, you know, even moving around, going on a walk. It's like that immediately. Most of the time, that makes you feel better.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I'd say just moving.
Just the physiological change.
Yeah, like it's easy, and it's like the last thing you want to do sometimes when you're feeling shitty. You just want to sit there, but like. And
also just being plugged in all the time to.
Yeah, you're staring
computers
at the
thing. and you know, what is social media, like, because I realized that on the break too, man. Like with walking I used to always be like, I don't want to walk unless I can listen to a podcast. I don't want to walk unless I can listen to music. And then I started leaving my phone off and behind on that break. And I forgot how amazing it was to just walk out of your door, walk down the street, be with yourself, be with your thoughts.
It's kind of nice, yeah.
And not have this like anxiety, like I'm wasting time because I'm not listening to a podcast that I'm not even going to retain.
It's true.
And then I'm like anxious about people calling me or my phone going off. Or
that's true. It feels like wasted time, but it's like that's totally crazy to think like that because it's really you're doing exactly what you should be doing, I think, or like what you're meant to be doing. It's just existing.
Yeah.
So like, if anything, it's the opposite of wasting time. Like you should just be present.
Exactly.
You know?
And that goes back to the entire conversation of, oh man, I just had it.
What happened? Did you lose it?
Can you say what you just said again?
Yeah, so it's like if you're just walking and you're going for a walk by yourself.
No matter what you do as a person, the fact that, like we say, as long as you show up,
right,
you have inherent worth and inherent just the fact that you exist.
That's interesting. Yeah. That's enough. That's enough.
That's what I was trying to say before about.
Okay, right.
The fact that you exist is enough.
That's so weird because it's so hard for people.
The fact that you're here right now is what the chances of us even being here having this conversation right now as organisms.
It's weird, right?
Is like you probably have a better chance of winning the lottery 100 times in a row or some shit, you know, than to actually just be here right now, which is nuts. Yeah. Think about all the things that had to happen in the course of the history of this planet to put us in this room together right now, streaming, hanging out with these people in the chat.
It's very weird.
I gotta take another bong hit.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Wow, why do our conversations always go to this like height? It's funny.
Oh man, this is stuff I love to talk about.
Yeah, me too. That's the thing is not everybody
this is the stuff I struggle with.
Yeah, like I love talking about there's very few people that you can connect to and talk about this stuff with. I don't know. I think like that's not true. I'm just saying like my personal
in my personal world too as well. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, you know, out of all the people you know, it's like who can really geek out and get
a lot of
to
people
that level.
Either don't like want to talk about stuff like this.
Right.
Or they don't have the capacity to.
So do you think it's like missing out on it? You've asked me this before. So are you missing out if you don't have these like philosophical things?
I think it's like I think it's almost like what's the bad guy in the Matrix?
The guy Mr. Smith?
No, the guy that always has the red shirt and he's like a human. And he's the scene where he's with Mr. Smith and he's eating the steak.
Oh, that dude. He's like, ignorance is bliss.
Cyrus?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. It's like kind of like that. It's like almost like I don't know. Or it's like
yeah, you're right.
Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the best of their blunders, even though they whatever the Eternal Sunshine quote
or something.
Yeah.
I never got that quote. I still don't get it.
Well, it's blessed are the forgetful because they get even the best of their blunders. Because
they're not aware of it. Okay, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Okay.
I don't know, man. Sometimes I think I'd be much happier sitting in any other room, drinking a beer, watching a fucking football game, worried about my truck.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't know.
Just burping,
eating a
being
fucking
like, where's
hamburger, and
yeah.
Like sometimes I think that is
enough.
That's the fucking key, man. I don't know. But then I'm like, fuck, I don't want to be that person.
Well, you're missing out on the big picture. It's kind of nice to know the big picture, right? Or to be aware of it.
I mean, I just feel like I have a quest for this, like, knowledge and a quest for this. Like, I feel like for me, like Matt was saying about, like, you know, I feel like if I wasn't living this way, I wouldn't be being true to who I am. I would feel like an imposter. This is who I feel like I am. I am this person that talks about this stuff, gets philosophized. Philosophical about this kind of shit. This is the stuff that gets me, that keeps me awake at night in a good way. This is the stuff that makes me feel like I'm getting somewhere with what I'm trying to do, and you know,
I get that,
figuring something out, that because the epiphany that we had, and that I constantly try to remind myself, is the one we were just talking about, in that you worry about all this stuff in your life day to day, how you're not tall enough, you're not, you know, I don't know, skinny enough. Right. You don't have the movie, that you're not directing the Scarlett Johansson, Paul Blart, Mall Cop 3. You know, you don't have the amazing album that everybody likes. You know, you're not Johnny, you know, you're not Keanu Reeves.
Johnny Utah?
Yeah,
from,
exactly, that's what I'm saying.
Johnny Utah.
You're not Keanu Reeves, you know.
Johnny Utah.
And the craziest part is that I think we forget, and that our culture is defined in such a way that it plays off that insecurity and the idea that just your fact that you're a human and you have an inherent worth as a being, and then also the fact that you're existing and are here, is the entire point of everything.
So what you do with it is kind of a side note.
It's just a bonus.
Right.
It's a bonus. Yeah. You already won the fucking jackpot.
Yeah.
You're here.
Doesn't it make you want to do more things or something? You're like,
that's what I'm saying, man. It's like, why the fuck are, you know? I don't know. That's what I'm saying, is like, the fact that we're here, the fact that you are here right now in this moment, that's all that matters. Yeah. You won. You're here.
You won.
You have enough. You are enough. I don't know, man.
I do think it's weird that I watched Point Break recently, and then found a Richard Nixon mask in my attic.
Yeah.
Like the day after I watched.
And then your brother was like, I didn't even know that was in the attic.
Yeah, so like, how weird is that? I don't know. Have you guys seen Point Break? You know what I'm talking
about. Can we get
Johnny Utah?
Dude, actually, I wrote a song that the Crimes on Me and the Machine is about Point Break. That's one of my favorite movies.
Play it. What song is it? Do you know it?
Oh yeah, I can play it. I can play it. Yeah.
Wait, this is something that you wrote?
Yeah, this is on Me and the Machine. It's called.
Oh, so it's about.
It's called Crimes. I'll see if I can.
I know this song.
Yeah, it's like.
Oh yeah.
I think Turtleneck asked me this a while ago.
This is Take Guitar With You.
Spend all my time thinking of crimes I would like to commit with you. Spend all my days finding new ways to break into the vault that is your heart. Gonna get my laser guided diamond tip drill bit, baby, yeah. I could be the Patrick Swayze to your Keanu. I could pick all of our targets and kick in all the doors. I could be your getaway driver. I could be your only one. I could let you hold the wheel as we drive into the sun. Yeah. As we drive away, yeah. As we drive away, yeah. As we drive away, yeah. That's my love letter to Point Break.
It's a symbol. It's like. Nah, that didn't really work.
It's a little damp.
That's the Point Break. That's funny,
That's a love letter to Point Break, man.
I never knew that.
Yeah.
I never knew that. Johnny Utah.
I fucking love that movie. Fucking love that movie.
It's a great movie.
It's amazing.
It has everything
you could ever want.
You know who said that to me? It was my brother recently. That's so funny. You should talk to him about that, Jimmy. He texted that to me, I feel like semi-recently. He's like, Point Break is on TV. That movie has everything you'd want in a movie. It's perfect. It's amazing.
All right, let's check in here.
So I think that's when you find... Somebody told me that's like kind of dialed into, I don't know, coincidences and all those things.
Oh, okay.
When those things happen in life, I feel like if I told her this story, my friend Jeannie, she'd be like, yeah, you're on the right track. That means some things, you're good. Like you're on the right track. Or because like, why would I find a president mask in my attic after I watched that? I didn't even know it was there.
You know, man,
like it's very weird.
I don't really tell this to a lot of people. Well, this is insane right now because I've never...
It's funny that you say that, but we're live streaming on the internet. I don't tell this to...
No, I've never mentioned this to people, but... well, I've known you for, I don't know, 15 years.
Yeah.
And I've never once said that to you, but that's basically how I've lived my life for a very long time.
Like
and that's
looking
something
at the signs?
I definitely believe, yeah.
Yeah, because
being driven by coincidence.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's my brain making connections.
Well,
but I genuinely feel that way too. Is like,
yeah,
because for a long time I felt like that wasn't happening.
Mm-hmm.
And since, it sounds crazy, but since I've quit my job and focused on like doing the things that I wanted to do, and that's why I always say do something you want to do today, I feel like that's been happening even more to me than it ever has before.
Because you're more on your path to like your authentic self or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I don't know if that's coincidence or...
No, I think there's something to be said there because it really is, you know, it's kind of like it's putting out like vibrations into the world and it comes back to you. It's like when you think good thoughts and you're on cloud 9, everything is like sunshine and lollipops, right?
Yeah.
But it's all like in your head. So like nothing really has changed in the world. You're just kind of sending out these things.
Exactly.
So when you're in a bad mood, you start to stub your toe. You run out of gas. Like, it's just, like, affects everything.
Yeah.
Like, these thoughts, and I guess that's more thought-based than coincident-based, but I think...
No, because I was going to say the same thing. I think once you align yourself in a way that is getting that stuff to you, is bringing that stuff, like, the universe has a weird way of just magnetically attracting. Like, when you put out those vibes, like...
Yeah, it just happens.
It finds you. Whereas, because I feel like so much of life is like this external struggle of trying to get things and like bend the world to your will. But I think when you're doing it right, it's just coming to you. It's just coming to you.
You can just kind of be like...
Which is, I don't know if that's just like new age shit, but...
I don't know, man. But it might be like you can convince yourself of that story, or it's new age or whatever.
I feel like too many things have happened to me recently after feeling like I've realigned myself and come back to the center and been meditating. Especially this seems to happen more when you meditate more.
Yeah. Because you can really get to that area of your like deepest kind of self and like desires and like, you know, what you really want. Because it's in there.
Yeah.
But it's hard to find it every day. You always got to like do chores and pay bills.
It's a battle, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, that's why meditating is nice. You get to like that awesome place.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of just like when you're running or like you're not
come
thinking
back
about
to
anything.
that just inherent existing moment, be here now when you meditate.
Right.
That's the whole point, is to get to a point of no thoughts.
Yeah.
Being completely in the moment that you're
just
not.
a tree. You're like, you're here. So it's, I think it's kind of cool when that stuff happens. When you think that means things are like aligning.
Yeah.
And it's just.
I don't share that with people, man. I mean, yeah, we're alive.
But I think that's cool. It's like, look at what happened.
It's just crazy because I've known you for so long. I consider you probably my best friend at this point.
Thanks, man.
And I've never had that conversation with you, or told you that that's the way that I felt.
I just kind of figured.
And
you
yet,
felt that
like,
way,
that's how I've lived my life. Like, I don't know. I don't like to tell people that because it seems insane.
Yeah, but like the stories that you write, I read a lot of your short stories, even from college. Like, I miss those. You got to write more of them. But I think in those stories, you had a lot of characters that do that. You know, like the swimmer and like stuff like stuff that just characters that you've had for a long time, like follow things in the plot.
Oh yeah,
and they
that's
become
why
symbolic.
I wrote stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so I figured like, okay, obviously that's just how your brain works. Like that's probably how you follow life. You know, from day to day, it's like I'm gonna follow this thing or pay attention more to this thing.
But yeah, I feel like when you find that, like I said, that path, it's like rather than feeling like you're at odds with the world or at odds with the universe, it just starts to make sense, or like the things that you want.
No, it does. The universe is like friendly. You're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is like, thank you. You just want to be like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's all based on that, man. You gotta like, I don't know. You ever seen that movie Jeff Who Lives at Home?
No, but I was just thinking about that, yeah.
It's like literally about that, and they sort of
Yeah.
poke fun at it.
Yeah.
But the guy so believes in signs, and it's like the whole movie is that. It's great though.
Well, because like it's so easy to feel like everything's just chaotic and nothing matters.
Yeah.
And then some people just say, "Oh, well, that's how your brain works. Like that's what makes you survival as a human. Is like you're able to make connections with like." You see somebody far away, you could tell if that person wants to fuck your shit up or whether they're friendly,
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, you see a guitar and you think it looks like this, or I don't know, like, but at the same time, I also want to feel, and I also just believe because of things that have happened to me, and also from like a practice of meditation and just, I don't know, like sometimes I feel very lost, and then other times I've kind of tried to make peace with that. And
that's the battle, I think, right?
Well, because sometimes you just lose sight of what we're talking about. I haven't thought about this stuff in a while, It's like...
I feel like it's always there. You always come back to it.
Yeah.
In a way. Are these guys still watching? Is anybody still watching?
Yeah, people are still out there. Everybody says, and Jay. Yeah, Jay's a really good friend of mine too, man. I don't not forget about Jay. Hashtag forget about Jay. Jay's going to be back next week. I think because I had that... I was like... Told you were my best friend, so... There's room in my heart.
Well, we've known each other for like a long time.
I've just known you for so long.
Yeah.
Jay is a very good friend of mine. I don't mean to belittle my relationship with Jay. And that's what's crazy with Jay too, is that I've only known him for a few years at this point. But I feel like he's somebody I've known my entire life.
That's kind of nice, man.
And that's how I feel with you as well. It's like, when I think those relationships are the important ones to foster.
Yeah, they're.
I don't think friendship should be hard.
No, I mean I don't think anything should be hard. Like, literally, as soon as something feels like really difficult, except if you're chasing your dreams, that's probably pretty hard.
Well, yeah, and the Jason Reitman thing. Yeah. Now we're just contradicting ourselves.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
All right, never forget Jay.
Never forget.
Jay will be back.
Did anybody mention Kevin Shields yet?
You just did, so you can turn it on, man. We got the Kevin Shields alarm going off. Law of attraction. Yeah, I really do think if you put stuff out there, man.
All right, we're good.
So that was like see, there you go. You just made that happen, man. You're like, did Kevin Shields alert happen? Yeah, it just did. You just mentioned him, dude.
Anyway, I had to do that once.
Yeah, so, hey, Bobby, what's up, man? Sorry I didn't say what's going on. Yeah, James said he looks for signs all day, every day. Listen for the whisper.
That's cool. I love that.
Hell yeah, man.
That's great.
Hell yeah. Stefan's bumping around. Sorry, guys. We've been going off here for a bit.
It's like a little too much. Too many.
Definitely time for a group hug. Are they stoned? No, we're that's the funny part is neither one of us.
We're not at all. It's just funny.
Do that shit. Yeah, I brought the alarm just in case, man.
I think like that.
Well, I think it's 9:07.
Okay.
Bobby's gonna make some pork chops in honor of Jay. James says he's stoned. Thank you guys all for hanging out with us tonight.
Yeah.
I hope you had fun hanging with this guy, hanging with this guy.
I'll be back.
We got pretty heady there.
We got pretty stoned here.
We got pretty ripped. We're gonna go rip bowl pack.
It sounds kind of nice. I wish I liked smoking pot. Like I would love to get stoned.
I think this is a good topic to end on.
Yeah.
I think the story that I always think about the story you told me about like being a kid and you had dabbled in stuff. And,
I smoked all the time when I was younger.
And I remember you had this story about your guidance counselors telling you he was a cool guy.
Yeah.
Because this is exactly how I feel about substances for myself is You're just not somebody who can do that
Oh, really?
and function. Didn't he say something
Well,
along those lines?
I don't think so. Was that my story? I don't remember that.
I thought I remember you telling me that.
No, that wasn't me. I don't think.
All right.
I have a bad memory though, dude. So like.
From all the pots.
Yeah, from all the.
Because
but I
you
did
just
it for
literally
so long.
ripped when you stepped
Yeah.
out before you took it. No.
But I don't know. I don't like that. I wish it's one of those ones where that'd be nice to like smoke half a J and like be able to function, but I would just be like, I would have to go full laundry or something.
And I think the reason of that, because like people, this is not the first time people have accused me of being stoned when I'm not.
What are they saying?
Oh man, I don't get paranoid about psychedelic spirituality.
Paranoia.
I just
Me too, Bobby.
I wish I could be somebody who could have fun and do that kind of stuff and drink and smoke.
Yeah.
I'm just not the kind of person that can do that.
You seem to be affected by it for sure. But I am too.
I think because, and this is what I always have told people, because I feel the same way if I ever do any of that stuff, especially smoking marijuana. It's too. I don't God bless all the hearts out there getting the legal marijuana that can handle that.
I know now it's like
I'm amazed that people can do it and whatever, the potency of this stuff. I think this exact reason, like saying, are these guys high? Are they stoned right now? It's like, I'm stoned all the time, man.
Yeah, you're damn right I'm stoned.
I'm already at that level, man. So when
I'm stoned.
When I do that kind of stuff,
it's the turtleneck. Mike, are you straight edge?
It puts me way. I've been straight edge for years, man.
Really? Like casual?
Yeah, casual. I don't mind if people do stuff, but I just I haven't drank in probably 6 years.
Yeah.
I just Jay and I have talked about this too. Like he too is like it's just.
We have coffee.
I have coffee.
Yeah.
Which is probably not the best idea. I've gone in and out. These guys know that. I go in and out of that too. Mm-hmm. Coffee's the one thing. It makes me like anxious sometimes, but at the same time, like with depression and things like that, I need it. I kind of sometimes need that kick in the ass.
It's a nice pep, man. Yeah.
The thing I was gonna say though, man, and it sounds cliche, it sounds dumb. I'm high all the time, man. If these are the kind of thoughts I have on a regular basis, like, what do you think would happen if I fucking got stoned? You know what I'm saying? I would be like,
I don't know. I kind of want to see it now.
No, it's like I don't think you can go any higher. It's like here's like when people get high and here's the ceiling, right?
Right.
Like I'm at that ceiling, like
so you're there.
It's just a bad scene. So yeah.
Well, we're gonna go get high now.
Yeah, but so anyway, we're gonna go smoke. The DEA is coming back. Somebody's knocking on the door now. Pretty much, Bobby. Yeah, I don't fuck with anything anymore. It's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. All right, we're gonna be closing out the night. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. See, look, this is funny. Sean was worried that we weren't gonna be able to do this for 2 hours. He was like, "You're crazy. There's no way."
That was 2 hours.
It's we started a little after 7. It's a little after 9 now, buddy.
All right, cool.
So wait, let's do one more song. One more song? One more movie title song. To close it out.
Okay, which one do you want to do?
All right. Anybody first person tells us a movie title to do, we'll do it. Let's see what comes through. We're doing one more Home Alone. Perfect.
Oh, here we go.
James, that's perfect.
Oh my God.
Yeah, James, Turtleneck, Bobby, everybody that's come through. Jason, Jeremy, I got your email, man. I've been meaning to get back to you. I've been swamped with shit and emails and stuff, so I'll get back to you as soon as I can, man. Same with Jody. Jody sent me something. I gotta get back to him too. Mr. Basic, Travis, all you guys, Matt, Max, all the familiar Task fam. Jay and I will be back next week from Socrates, New York. Sean, it's been fucking awesome being here with you. And like I said, man, I think it's important to do things you don't normally do. All right, take us out, man.
Home alone in my heart. I was home alone. Home alone. Home alone in my heart. I was home alone. Kevin McAllister was left there